Hi everybody, it's Achi. Long time no see. I know it's been a while, since I made a video at least. But I am back today for another video with you all. So if you don't really know about me or you haven't seen, this is like the first video you're seeing in my channel. I am Achi, I am transgender, and I am a bitch. But most importantly, I recently, and the reason for this video, passed 2 years on HRT. HRT is hormone replacement therapy. So basically, I've been taking estrogen for the last well, at the filming of this video, it's actually been about 2 years and 2 months, I think. I started hormones November of 2019. I think that I was 19 when I started, or 20. I'm not sure. But I have been on HRT now for more than 2 years. I started for my first 3 or 6 months with pills. And I did that like sublingual, I would put it under my tongue, and that was cool. And then after that, I moved on to injections, and I did injections all the way until my 2 years. And I recently just switched to patches, which if you kind of want me to explain my decision on that, let me know, and I think I can make a video on it because I did recently switch to patches, even though I swear I'd be taking injections for my entire life. Basically, I've been on HRT for 2 years through pills, injections, and now patches, and I'm really happy with like my progress of my transition so far, my medical transition. I guess alongside that, my social transition has been really nice as well. 2 years now into HRT, I don't really ever get misgendered anymore. I think the only times I would ever get misgendered is if somebody was like basing me just off of my voice. I think my voice still kind of like clocks me a little bit, but usually in person nobody can ever really tell. Like, I think if it's on video, sometimes people can be like, are you a boy? And I was just like, no. but yeah, I am really happy with the results of my HRT so far. You can still see on my channel that I have my videos from when I first started HRT, or actually before I started HRT. And I looked a lot different. I look like a complete different person, and I've kind of taken all of you on that journey with me. And I've left a lot of those videos up, even though I really want to like private them sometimes. But they're progress and they're me, and you know, that's my truth, I guess. I've noticed as far as physical changes that like my body has like changed leaps and bounds since I started HRT. I remember when I first started, I weighed a bit more than I do now, and I've lost some weight since then. I've also like a lot of my fat has redistributed since then too. I feel like I have like kind of a waist now. Like, I definitely have some girls going on here that have been like growing really good. My legs look a lot like more curvier. I smell differently. I have like the softest skin in the world, probably. I think the first thing that people tell me when they touch me now is that like, oh wow, you're so soft. Which is probably like my favorite thing. You know, besides that, I feel like estrogen brings a lot of emotional changes too that were really welcome in my life, and that, you know, like kind of acted as like an antidepressant for me. I know sometimes when I like don't take my estrogen, I go through a lot of like really weird like hormonal phases and stuff like that, where like I have like mood swings, and like I'll have like, you know, all these different effects that happen to me, and they make me really irritable, and not act like myself, kind of. So, you know, I love being on estrogen for like the mental effects too. Besides estrogen, I've been taking progesterone, which also really helps like as far as like physical and mental changes. And I've kind of just been consistent at that for like the last, I think, like year now. And right now I'm kind of at this point where like I'm really happy with myself. I'm just kind of trying to like get more fit as far as my body, which doesn't really equate to my transition as much. But like as far as like my transition, I'm really happy with my body, if that makes sense. I have started to get a lot of tattoos since I first started this channel. And that's something that really makes me feel like at home in my body. I kind of say that like every time I get a new tattoo, it makes me feel a little bit more confident. And I just recently got these two right here. They're still gonna get filled in. And I got some matching ones on my legs, and I'm gonna keep getting more of the kind of same tattoos over my body, because I kind of like that idea of there being like a theme. That's kind of it. I don't know what other kind of questions anybody would have. Maybe leave them in the comments you have, and maybe I can make like a follow-up video to this about like questions you might have. But yeah, I feel like 2 years on HRT, it's really like you start to see more fundamental changes you and your personality, because you kind of are past that initial stage of like expecting changes, and like your whole life is like focused on like, oh, what's the next change that estrogen is going to bring me. And you kind of start focusing more on like who you are and like what you want to do and like what kind of person you are outside of being transgender. And I think like you kind of see that sentiment shared between a lot of trans YouTubers. I feel like they all kind of say this, and like I understand it now. That like now being trans isn't like the biggest thing in my life, and maybe all the other things that make me me are like more important, and like what I'm like focusing on right now. I think one thing that I didn't really mention when I was talking about like the main things that I went through in the beginning of my transition was the only surgery that I've gotten, which is FFS, right here on my face. I got FFS probably, I think maybe it's been a year, so I got it when I was a year on hormones, I want to say. And if you've seen any of my videos on my channel, you've probably seen my FFS videos, but those were like a really hard experience for me. Let me just say that recovering from FFS was probably one of the hardest things that I've ever done. I had a really hard time with healing, like more than the average person. And on top of that, the team of like doctors that did my surgery left a piece of medical wax in my jaw, resulting in like a lump that I had for like an extra 6 months of healing. I finally got it taken out, I think like 6 or 7 months after my initial surgery, and that's when I kind of finally felt normal again. And ever since then, I think it's been about another 6 months since I got the lump taken out. I've been very happy with my FFS results. I think that I look really pretty, to be honest. Which is something that I would have not really said before. I feel really happy with my face. I feel really blessed. I know that I was beautiful before, and the FFS just brought like out my extra shine, and with it makes me so much more confident to go out into the world and be me. Going on to my third year of hormones now, I think for this year I really want to focus on getting in shape and seeing what additional fat redistribution I can like get done. Obviously getting additional surgeries. I really still trying to get breast augmentation. Sometimes I go back and forth on if I want it or not, but right now I really feel like I do want it, and that's kind of how I've been feeling more often than not. So I think once I finally complete my enrollment to Medi-Cal, I will probably be able to get it, maybe. Well, fingers crossed, because we know that Kaiser never wanted to give it to me. I also want to get a BBL still. So I think that 2020, what is it now, 2022 is gonna be kind of the year of me really trying to hustle and like get those done, so that I can kind of like move on to the next part of my life and kind of what I want to do. But I guess that kind of brings it to the end of like the summary of these last 2 years of HRT and like how I feel now compared to then. I feel a lot more confident in myself, and I guess in my transness. And I think in the beginning of my transness, I kind of felt like I had to present as femme as I like possibly could to be valid as a woman. And I considered myself like a binary trans woman, and that's so different now because I consider myself more on the non-binary spectrum of things. And I think that obviously gender is a construct and we can make it whatever the fuck we want. I just like looking pretty, and I like being hot, and sometimes that includes dressing a little bit more mask or like presenting in a way that's different from just straight femininity. And I really, really like that. I think that the future is, gender nonconforming as fuck. So I don't know, maybe y'all want to hear me talk more about that. But um, besides that, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I have a couple more videos coming out in the next coming weeks. I really, want to fill you guys in on my life so far. It's been like half a year since I uploaded. And I know I say this every time I upload. I'm gonna start uploading more often, but I'm like trying to like keep myself productive and like doing it this time, and I really, really like interacting with all of you on here on YouTube. So expect some videos about, my cafe, my self-image journey, my sexuality and how that's changed recently, and kind of just where my life is at, and some more vlogs and fun stuff and video games, and all that good stuff. So if you want to see more of me, I know this has been kind of a long video, but hi, I missed you guys all so much. Beanie missed you all so much. I hopefully will see you next week, and I'm really, really excited to see what all of you think about my like comeback to YouTube kind of, and all the additional videos that I'm going to be putting out. If you have any like video ideas or something that you want me to address or like react to, then just let me know in the comments, or just hit me up in any of my socials, like this one or this one, and all of it's going to be in the description as well. So with that being said, have a good night. Me and Beanie are about to go eat some cereal, and you should go do something that makes you happy. Bye.